What is up, guys, and welcome to another beautiful Friday, and welcome to another beautiful live stream. We got a lot going on here at BullRush. We got a lot going on in the world. Again, today is another Friday that we missed non-farm payroll. As you all know, there's the big government shutdown, and we are on day 38 of that government shutdown. Good morning, everybody in the chat. I like it. I like when people show up early. We already got some people here. Welcome, everybody. And of course, I wanted to welcome all 176,988 active bull rush competitors, traders, sports pickers, whatever you want to call them. We have them all. So welcome to everybody. We got a show for you today. We got lots to talk about. Like I said, day 38 of the government shutdown. We have some big crypto news. As anybody following crypto, I mean, we've seen lots of ups and downs, mostly downs. I made a joke with my wife the other day. She wants one of those, like, if you ever seen the red light therapy stuff, like there's like a mask. I told her just sit in front of my computer while I pull up some of these charts. That's enough red light. So yeah, very red crypto week, but we'll dive into that and break that down and break down what that means for you. We got some news out of the Bank of England in London, some news out of India, and much, much, much more. Now, even though we don't have a non-farm even though we don't have a non-farm news event today, we still have our non-farm payroll news trading competition, which you can still join. So if you haven't joined that, make sure you hop in there right now. I got 563 people in there, and the prizes are some amazing News Squawk subscriptions. First place gets a 6-month, second, third get 3-month, and then fourth all the way to 10th place get a 1-month subscription. News Squawk is the fastest news Squawk is the fastest news feed that you can find out there. When we do have non-farm payroll news, I would use, I'm not going to name them, but I would use other websites, and the news comes out right at 8:30, and I wouldn't get it until 8:31, maybe a minute or two after. Now, I don't know how they do it. They got minds in Jerome Powell's, or they got little robots in Jerome Powell's head or something where they can pull the news instantly. But it is so quick, and you get it pretty much within a few seconds. I mean, as soon as the news comes out, as soon as it's spoken and it's announced, it is on their website. So make sure you hop in there, even though there's no news event right now. Still lots of volatility in the market, and it's still a great opportunity to win something that's going to help your trading for the long run. Single round. We also, of course, have our crypto weekend competition that's starting. Again, lots of volatility in crypto, and I think this is actually going to be one of the better weekends to trade. Lots of sells there, but I think it's going to be a good weekend to trade. Of course, we have that going every weekend, a 5K prop account to first place. So make sure you hop in there and take advantage, because you could get funded. Because remember, we're the only A-book prop firm, out there. So if you win a prop account with us, it's different than anybody else. With us, we once you're in level 4, so we have it's a 2-step challenge. Once you get funded, you'll be put into level 3, where you can get on-demand payouts. But once you hit your first 10% profit in your first funded account, level 3, which is B-booked, we're going to automatically move into A-booked. You're going to have a static drawdown, and you are, there's no profit target because you're going to be A-booked. So on-demand payouts, as many as you want, whenever you want, as long as you're profitable, you can get payouts. So there is, and the other beautiful thing is, because we're A-booked and because we actually want you to win, we actually want you to be profitable. We don't have many rules as far as, like, the only way you can get, you can news trade, you can do all that good stuff that other people don't want you to do. The only way you would not get a payout is if you hit drawdown. say that one more time because it's not really like that at any other prop firm. The only way you cannot get a payout is by hitting drawdown, which means you're not profitable. If you're profitable, you will get a payout. I'll say it one more time. If you are profitable, you will get a payout. So make sure you check that out. And right now, we just had a crazy deal. If you missed this crazy deal, we probably won't have one like that again, but we still have this amazing deal. We got 30% off all new accounts. That means if you've never traded with BullRush, or if you trade with our BullRush competitions, it's different. Sorry, reading the had my producer here adding some comments here. But yes, we are the only A-book prop firm. 30% off. If you've never had a traded with BullRush prop before, you use code WELCOME. You can get 30% off. If you've never traded, or if you have traded, but you still want a discount, don't worry. We got you. Save 20 is going to give you 20% off all 5, 10, and 25K accounts. And if you're a big baller, you're ready to make some big money, use that code SAVE15 and you're going to get 15% off 50, 100, and 200K accounts. Master Terrace Ford Best, are you in here yet, brother? I always look forward to seeing you in the chat, but don't see you in here yet. I'm sure you will join a little bit later. Sports Picker 5, good morning. How are you today? And yes, just like I said, only prop firm that puts traders on a verifiable A-book path, and other firms claim to be A-book, but we are the only ones that show you proof. When I say that, I mean we're the only ones who tell you who our liquidity provider is. If you can't say who your liquidity provider is and you say you're A-book, then you probably aren't A-booked, right? So our liquidity provider is Forex. You can reach out to our customer service. They will confirm that. You can reach out to Forex. They will also confirm that. And full transparency here at BullRush. We are all about transparency. Transparency is the word of the year here at BullRush. So always want to make sure that we have all of that covered. And if you want to join one of these competitions and you want to join a paid competition, make sure you use code BRLive on 100% deposit bonus. So use code BRLive. You're going to get 100% deposit bonus. And you might ask, Davin, what am I going to do with 100% deposit bonus? What is worth it for me to buy? Like are some of these paid competitions worth it? Like, we don't even have that many paid competitions at the moment. Well, yes, we do. We have our daily competition and weekly competitions, which are 99 cents and $4.99 respectively. What those get you, the daily competition, you're going to get first place is going to get a 5K prop account. So just an easy way to turn $1 into potentially 5K of trading funds. And then we have our weekly competition, which lasts, as the names suggests, I'll explain it. Weekly competition lasts 1 week. Daily competition lasts 1 day. For our weekly competition, we have a few prizes here. First, second, and third place are all going to get $5. Sorry. First place is going to get a 5K prop challenge. Second, third, fourth, and fifth are all going to get basic 2-to-1 challenges. So make sure you go in and hop in there. Take advantage of that. We also have tournaments which are typically free, so you won't have to pay for that. Right now, we just have our NFL. Oh, we don't have any actual tournaments at the moment. But my favorite thing, and I'll tell you, if I didn't work for BullRush, I would be in here all day long. It would probably be the things I'm doing online is I would be playing poker and I would be buying BullRush challenges. And when I say BullRush challenges, I don't mean BullRush prop challenges. I mean, BullRush prop challenges are amazing. Go buy those as well. But if you don't have the confidence and you're like, man, I'm a little new to trading, I don't know, what I'm doing. I don't want to spend, $40 or $45 or whatever the price is for a 5K prop account, or even more money for a more expensive prop account and just lose it and lose all my money. Well, here's a much more affordable way where you can go in and do this. So we have promo credit ones and we have them all the way down to $5. So for $5, you could do the $5 basic 3-to-1 challenge, which means you hop in there. If you get 15% profit before you hit a 5% drawdown, your $5 will essentially turn into $18.50, right? If you win. We also have this for $10. So $10 wins, it turns into $37. We also have, if you're like, 15%, that's a lot. What I would start out with is a 2-to-1 challenge, which means you only need 10% profit before you have 5%. I have seen actually, and his wish I could remember his username. If you go to our YouTube and you go back to about June, July, August, maybe like August of last year, drinking a little bit of that kombucha. If you go back to like August of last year, you'll see this guy. I did an interview with him. I think his name was, I know his real name. I remember his real name, which I don't want to say. I don't remember his username, but you go back, you'll see him. Vlad was his real name. But he started with a $5 basic to actually, I think he did start with a 3-to-1. But he started with like a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1, whichever one it was. Let's just say it's 2-to-1 to make it easier. He started with like a 2-to-1, $5, turned that into $14, and then took the $10 out of that, kept $4. So he essentially had his entry fee, right, minus $1, and then bought a $10 2-to-1, turned that $10 into 28, right? Took the extra minus the $4 or whatever and bought a $25 where's the 2-1? $25 2-to-1, right? Hit the profit target, turned $25 into $70, and then went and bought the $50 2-to-1, turned $50 into $140, and then this is where he gets crazy. Once he had this, right, turned 50 to 140, right? To buy it again, he keeps an extra $90 every time, right? He went and bought this like 3 or 4 times, right? Turned $50 into 140, 280, and so on and so on and so on and so on, until he had like, I think it was around after all of the ones that he did, including the smaller ones, he had like just under 1,000. I think it was like $700, $800, $900. He said he took that, right? He bought a prop account for like a $200,000 prop account or something like that for a couple $100. And he lived in Europe, and then he went on vacation to like, obviously not far. He didn't fly across the world, but he went on vacation somewhere else in Europe, from wherever he lives to another country in Europe, all by just doing this. And he's not the only one. There's a few people that I've talked to, like a few rare legends. Most people go in here and they'll do it once or twice and make some money and then go out and buy a prop account or something like that. But few legends have gone in here and just absolutely ran it up. And these basic ones I would say are good for beginners because, again, it's not too crazy of an ask. 10% before you hit 5%. Can you double your not even double, but can you get 10% profit before you lose 5%, right? Not too hard. Now, I have seen some of these, the same guy who did this long process before also went in here and did one of these double up challenges where, then instead of, like, for example, I told you at the end here, he paid $50 and did this one like 4 or 5 times, right? Instead of doing that, he could have just done the double up, right? And then he could have gone in here and let's say he, once he wins this one, where he's turning 50 to 140. Let's say he does it twice. He has $280, right? Now out of that 280, remember he only spent $5, right? But now he has 280. He takes 150 from that 280, and then he goes in here into the double up 3-to-1 challenge, right? Or it depends, 10% to 5% or 15% to 5%. Let's just say for argument's sake, he's a savage and he just wants to get the most profit he can. He hops in here into the $150 double up challenge where now he pays 150, right? And he hits that 15% profit target, right? Boom, hits that profit target. Thing comes up on the screen that was like, would you like to cash out now for $370? Right? Or you can hit double up again and just keep the train rolling, get a bigger multiplier and double that up to 740. And I've seen a few people do that and really, really run it. That's how you really start running it up and making them racks, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that is that. Lots of great things to do. Let me know if you ever have any questions. Of course, we still have our build your own competitions. We have people building their own competitions all the time. These are just the ones that are going on right now at the moment. If you ever want to find an influencer, somebody, you see somebody on social media that has created their own account, you can always go in here and check that out and maybe find them, or if they have a link, I'm sure they'll have a link. If you want to create your own competition, I literally just had a talk with somebody. He has a small Discord, maybe like under 100 people, I think. Sent it to them. They loved it. He had huge amounts of engagement in his Discord. People started talking smack, like, oh, you can't trade how I trade, all that good stuff. But you can make everything is fully customizable here. You can obviously brand it how you want with your own name, select a start time. You can pick how long the competition runs, anywhere from a down to 1 hour competition all the way to a month-long competition. Select the end date and time. So obviously you got to do the start time and the end time. Um, you can also choose, this is cool, public or private. All those ones I showed you just previously were public competitions. You can also select private and create a code, and only people who have this code can enter. And of course, you can do maximum participants. So if you have a Discord and you have 100 people in there, and you want to do like only the first 20 people to sign up get access in here, and you give away like a free course or free something, or you make it paid and you can create a prize pool, which I'll show you here in a sec. Select the starting balance anywhere from 1K to up to $1 million trading, so you can really make it fun and competitive. You can select your own maximum and total drawdowns. So for obviously, you can choose no drawdown if you want. If you want people just to run it all the way down to 0, or you can do 20%, anywhere from 3 to 20%, or of course 0. So it's really anywhere from 0 to 20%. You can select your drawdown. Minimum number of trades. This is just something that we've added. This is one of those things that we have just to help the gambling, deter gambling behavior. So typically, we always recommend people, you have to do a minimum number of trades, minimum of 2, because obviously someone can go in there, make one trade, make 200% profit, and then just sit at the top of the leaderboard, whether it's an hour long or a 1 month competition. Just sit at the top of the leaderboard, and it'll be really hard for anybody to come by. That's why we like to put this in there. 2 trades just kind of makes it to where if they have that one killer one and then one loser one, kind of evens out to 50-50. If you want to really make sure no one gambles, do 10 trades or 5 trades, whatever you prefer. And then this is where it really gets interesting. You can choose to collect an entry fee. So if you select, let's say, $10 entry fee, or let's say $100 entry fee. Now you can also choose to take a rake. If it's just your buddies in there and you don't want to make money off of them, you want it to be very, you want everything to go into the prize pool, just do a 0% rake, and it will all go into the prize pool except for the BullRush 2% fee. So out of the $100, only $2 will go to BullRush, and $98 will go into the prize pool. Of course, if you have a Discord and you want to make a little bit of money, now you can choose a rake. So you can choose up to 23%. So if I choose 23% on $100, I will make $23 for every single person that enters. $2 will go to BullRush, and of course, $75 or 75% will go into the prize pool. We do 23%. Some people might be like, why? It's a weird number. Do you like Michael Jordan a lot or something? Yes, Michael Jordan's dope, but we don't do this because of Michael Jordan. We do it because we want to still make it to where we have a minimum amount that always goes to the prize pool. So at minimum, 75% of whatever somebody's paying is going to be going into the prize pool. We will never take more than 2%. And it's pretty much up to the creator, whether if they take, 10%, if they take 10%, we're only 88% is going into the prize pool. If they take, that whole 23%, then a whole 25% is to getting taken out in fees. Completely up to you. This is another really popular part. You can choose what you want your trading competition to be, what people are trading in your trading competition. So you can do all products, which include all of these Forex, indices, crypto, oil, and metals. You can do Forex, indices, crypto, oil, or metals all separately as well. lots of crypto competitions popping up right now. And then you can, of course, choose the prize distribution. You can choose first place gets 100%. You can do like 50, 20, whatever, however you want the prize distribution. And then, of course, what is the prize? So, $100, whatever. This is also if you have a free competition, if you're an influencer with a course or a paid Discord or something, and you want to give away free access to that, this is where you can do that as well. And then lastly, the branding, you can fully custom. I'm telling you, these competitions are completely customizable. So you can choose your banner images, your competition card images. You can enter your rules, which I'll show you where this pops up, but you can add links. You can add links to your social medias, to your websites, blogs, whatever you want. And the way this call looks when you're done with it is, let's look over to user creators, just check this one out. So if you look over here in rules, you see how this guy created by Hillman. I can click on that and it'll take me to his user page. And on here, you can write everything in here. This is not a BullRush sponsored competition. All prizes are being promised by Hillman. Claim your prize, blah, blah, blah. So you got to add this in there. Obviously, he's giving away some 5 promo credits. So that's it. And yeah, he pretty much added that all in there. 2 winners get a 5. Oh, so he is getting, okay. So he's giving away some accounts there. $5,000 FTM 2-step account, total prize pool $10,000. And it looks like this is only for THT competitors. Let's see. Nope, he does not have a code there, but yeah, essentially that's how it looks. That's how the competition card looks. It looks like he didn't add any banners. If you would have added a banner, there would be another giant banner right up here on top. How is everybody doing today, man? It's November. I feel like this year has gone by so quick. I remember, I feel like I was just up there in North Carolina where I would always go for Christmas, for Christmas like last week. But it's gone so fast. Excuse me. I got married in February. I was talking to my wife about this. Like, it feels like we just got married like a month ago, 2 months. Like, it feels like we have not been married for that long. It feels like our wedding was just yesterday and it was February 28th. And even our honeymoon was in April, and it feels like that was just yesterday. I don't know. I don't know. I think they say it's like as you get older, this time goes by faster and faster. I'm starting to think that's a little bit true, but we'll see. We're going to play a quick commercial here, and then we are going to get into all of the news, the things you guys have been waiting for. Talk about government shutdown, all your latest Forex news, and of course, your crypto news. Quick 30-second commercial, and we will be right back.
Imagine trading crypto, Forex, commodities, and more with the best prop firm in the game. No denied payouts, no BS rules, just fast funding and hassle-free withdrawals. Trade with freedom, get paid on time, and finally focus on what matters, winning. Ready to get funded? BullRush is more than a platform. It's your stage to trade, compete, and get funded like never before. Get ready to unleash your potential. Get ready for BullRush. Visit bullrush.com today. Are you in?
Jesus. Sorry, guys. My whole setup fell over here while I was on commercial. Can you still hear me? All right, we're still good. Oh, my gosh. Of course. Sorry. Give me 30 seconds here. Oh, man. Oh, let me know if you can still hear me. Let me double check. Sorry. I had like craziest. A piece of paper fell over and then all right, you can hear me. Sorry. Yeah, piece of paper fell. I went to pick up the piece of paper, moved my chair, bumped the microphone, and everything fell over. So fun when that happens. Always fun, of course. So let's get into it. Let me take a sip because I just had a little freak out. Life flashed before my eyes. I thought I just broke everything, but we didn't. We're all good. So let's get into the government shutdown. So It is now day 38 of the federal government shutdown, and while frustrations are mounting in Washington, Senate Republicans say they're ready to try a new approach to break this stalemate. Sources say that GOP leaders are planning a Friday vote to advance the House passed continuing resolution with an amendment that would add long-term appropriations bills and extend government funding beyond November 21st. The goal is to incite moderate Democrats, the same group that's been negotiating all week, to cross party lines and end the gridlock that's now stretched past 5 weeks. New world record. But there's a big hurdle ahead. Friday's motion will need 60 votes to advance, a threshold that Senate has failed to reach for 37 consecutive days. Senate Majority Leader John Thune told reporters, "My hopes and expectations are always that we're going to have enough Democrats to actually proceed, but I don't know. We'll see." The proposal also includes a promise to hold a future vote on extending health care subsidies, a key Democratic priority. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson reiterated he would not guarantee that such a measure would ever reach the House floor, raising doubts that even a Senate breakthrough would lead to a final passage. Democrats met behind closed doors Thursday evening, but left without revealing any new strategy. As Washington enters its 38th day without a funding agreement, both chambers remain locked in political chess, each hoping the other will make the first decisive move. Very, very, very crazy times we live in. Day 38 of the government shutdowns. I mean, I just want to pull up airport lines. I want to just pull up some pics here of how it's affecting the government shutdown. I mean, look at this video here. Once we we have the commercial finish. All right, well, that was a bad video. Yeah, here you go. Here's a good video. Look at this. Look at that line. That's the outside of Houston Airport. So now we're having big issues. The government shut down, of course, many of the 3 hour plus wait lines just to get in. We know that obviously most government employees are not getting paid right now. I just spoke to somebody close to me in the military. They were getting paid in October because of an emergency plan that Trump had set aside. But starting November 1st, no paychecks for the military. The obviously TSA and air traffic controllers are both hugely delayed here. I know we've seen crazy lines. I mean, just look at some of these lines here outside of the airport. This is a line outside of the airport. I tell you what, I definitely would not want to be traveling right now. That looks like mayhem. Yeah, this is the picture. This is what I was trying to look for. I saw this picture the other day, and it just blows my mind. So lots of delays happening. I'm interested to see how today's vote works. Of course, I really hope that we figure something out here, because it's not looking good. And I guess we will see. But yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully they come to a vote today, and hopefully we figure something out. So in other news, we'll continue with Forex. So Asian stocks pulled back from record highs this week as traders locked in profits and shifted towards safer assets. According to Reuters, the retreat sparked renewed demand for the US dollar, which strengthened across most major pairs. Analysts say the move highlights ongoing risk aversion as investors weigh slowing global growth and uncertainty surrounding upcoming US economic data. The stronger greenback put pressures on regional currencies, especially the yen and the Aussie dollar, signaling that traders may be bracing for more volatility heading into November. I would say there's going to be major volatility on all assets heading into November and throughout the end of the year. Meanwhile, in London, the Bank of England kept interest rates unchanged at 4% and announced that inflation in the UK has likely peaked. Governor Andrew Bailey noticed that while price pressures are easing, policymakers aren't ready to declare victory just yet. The markets interpreted the decision as a sign the rate cuts could be on the horizon in early 2026, sending the pound slightly lower against both the dollar and the euro as traders adjust their expectations. We'll see. And in India's central bank reported a sharp $5.6 billion drop in foreign exchange reserves, bringing the total down to roughly $689 billion as of October 31st. The Economic Times reported that the decline was largely due to currency valuation changes and Reserve Bank of India interventions aimed at stabilizing the rupee amid global dollar strength. While India's reserves remain near record levels, analysts warn that continued dollar gains could add pressure to emerging market currencies. And that has been your Forex Corner with Davin. Let's get into some crypto. It's been a rough. I'll tell you what. It's been a rough week, son, on crypto. Let me give you a little first before jeez, why am I? Let's give a little deep dive. Let's look at some prices right now. So Bitcoin last 7 days has been down 8.9%. I know we looked over the last 30 days. Before that last 30 days, it was down like 30%, I believe, or something along those lines. Ethereum, 24 hours, 4.6%, and 7 days, 16%. Tether, this doesn't matter. XRP is down 5% and 12% over the last 30 days. That one hurts. If anybody knows, I've been big on XRP, so that one kind of hurts. This is what I'm talking about. When I was telling you at the beginning of the show, my girl wanted some red light therapy, and I told her just stand in front of my computer. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, lots of red here. The charts, I mean, when you look at the 1 hour changes, it's not too bad. But when you just actually look at the 7-day charts here, it's not looking good at all. Zcash has been absolutely pumping, though. I mean, if there's anything that I wanted to be in, I guess Zcash is what I should have purchased. Let's see what it is. Jeez Louise. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, the absolutely pump on Zcash is insane. Holy moly. Oh, see, don't listen to me. If I ever give you advice for investing, don't listen to me. But a couple things I wanted to show here. With the total market cap is down to 3.34 trillion. That's kind of crazy. Also, the fear and greed is now at 21. Right now it's leaning toward Bitcoin. Everybody thought it was going to be an altcoin winter. It's leaning more toward Bitcoin, obviously. When market sentiment is low, everybody, if anybody has any sentiment toward crypto, it's going to be toward Bitcoin. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Fear and greed was 21. And let me go on our Twitter real quick because I wanted to show you this post. I want to show you this news post I made the other day. Well, I'm in our community Twitter, but follow BullRush teams as well. But this is BullRush. We posted this right here. So the Bitcoin bull, also follow us on Twitter. If you're not watching this on Twitter, at BullRush Comp on Twitter. But this was an interesting tweet I made yesterday. Big crypto red flag. The Bitcoin bull score just dropped to 0, the lowest reading since the 2022 bear market. Now, when you look at it, if anybody remembers the 2022 bear market, starting at around November of I think it was November of 2021 to November of 2022, pretty much 1 year. Well, it's right here actually. So yeah, right here. Starting in November, right here to about, what is that, January 2023. So yeah, about November. So a little bit off, but from November to November, we completely dropped. And one of the crazy things was right around here, we started to see the decline in the price, obviously, from Bitcoin. We were up above 60,000, 60 something thousand, 70,000, 80,000, whatever. I think it was like 70 something thousand. Started dropping off. And then right around here near January, we saw this, the purple here is the sentiment, right? That has dropped all, or the bull score, right? How bullish are people? And that dropped all the way down to 0. Now, once it dropped down to 0, we went up a little bit, and then we kept going down until all the way until January of 2023. Now, that's when we got all the way down below 30,000. I think it was like 20 something thousand, might have even been all the way down to 19,000. Then, obviously, the sentiment score or the bull score went up. We started pumping. We got these record highs that we've been seeing. We hit 120 something thousand. But the very concerning thing is, as of when I make this post, November 6th, so as of yesterday at 1:29 p.m. Eastern time, we're back down to 0. And one thing that you see in the charts here, just as you saw in the charts here, is we saw a nice little gain, an all-time high, and then the bull score went to 0. Nice little drop, up, drop, all-time high, and then boom, ended up having a bull score of 0 shortly after that. What that means for the price of Bitcoin specifically, I guess, we can all make our predictions and we'll find out. And it just went under. I am actually really mad about this because literally yesterday I bought Bitcoin at like 102,000. But I think long term we'll be back up to our all-time highs in no time. But I think we're definitely going to see a little bit of bounce down. I think we could see it all the way down to 80, 90,000. Gosh, let me see. I'm cracking up even thinking about that, but we could see it all the way down to 80, 90,000. Hopefully not. Hopefully it does not hold the downward trajectory for too long, but I guess we will see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Let's get in. Let me talk about the news instead of just yapping about nonsense here of what I'm seeing in the charts. So it has been another rough week, like I've just been saying, for crypto as global sentiment continues to sour. According to Bloomberg, the ongoing crypto bear market has now wiped out nearly all of the gains made earlier in 2025, erasing months of upward momentum. After a historic summer rally that pushed Bitcoin past record highs, investors have now shifted sharply toward a risk-off positioning. Analysts say that the corrections reflects a broader reassessment of digital asset valuations amid tightening global liquidity, profit-taking from institutional desks, and reduced speculative demands. Bitcoin, which surged above $120,000 just weeks ago, has struggled to hold the $100,000 mark as volatility surges across all exchanges. I mean, like we just saw there, it's now down to 90,000, 99,000. So interesting. Crypto news adds more context to the sell-off. So reporting that the total market capitalization of crypto sector has slipped around $3.49 trillion, down significantly from the $4.2 trillion peak earlier this fall. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum saw modest daily declines, while most altcoins extended steeper losses. Analysts cite cooling institutional interest, particularly from spot ETF products in the US, and concerns over slowing on chain activity. Trading volumes across major exchanges have dropped, suggesting that larger players may be sitting on the sidelines until the Federal Reserve provides clearer policy direction. Still, some strategists note that Bitcoin's ability to hold six-figure support levels despite the broader drawdown signals resilience, at least for now. I mean, it's funny, we just dipped below 100. So adding to the market's anxiety, the industry was just hit by yet another major DeFi security breach this week. Gizmodo reports that roughly $120 million was stolen from the Balancer protocol in what investigators are calling an office space style exploit, a rounding bug attack that siphoned tiny fractional balances across thousands of transactions. The attack spread across multiple blockchains, including Ethereum, Arbitrum, in one of the Arbitrium in one of the largest decentralized finance hacks of the year. Cybersecurity experts describe this as a sophisticated, precision-coded exploit that evaded standard audit detection systems, reigniting concerns over the security of smart contracts in multi-chain environments. The story deepened when Decrypt confirmed that the total damage exceeded 128 million after tracing stolen liquidity from Balancer's Ethereum pools to several other chains, including Bear Chain, which halted operations temporarily to prevent contagion. The incident underscores a troubling trend. Despite billions spent on audits and security tools, DeFi remains vulnerable to subtle coding flaws and cross-chain vulnerabilities. The hack sent shockwaves through decentralized finance circles, prompting renewed debate on whether DeFi projects can truly balance innovation with investor protection. Meanwhile, regulators are stepping into the spotlight. CCN reports that the Bank of England is preparing to unveil a comprehensive new framework for stablecoin regulation, with details expected to be releasing on November 10th. The upcoming rules are designed to ensure that stablecoins used for payments and settlements are backed by high-quality liquid assets and subject to oversight similar to traditional financial institutions. This marks one of the most significant policy steps by a major central bank toward integrating crypto assets into the regular financial system. Analysts say the move could reshape how stablecoins like USDT and USDC are used across the UK and Europe, and might even serve as a model for US and EU regulators seeking cross-border alignment. Most that is what is keeping my sentiment in crypto high, is still the government interests across the world in stable coins and Bitcoin as well. I think this big dip that we're seeing in Bitcoin specifically, and I mean, obviously it's a crypto dip because, as we all know, when Bitcoin dips, all other altcoins and everything kind of follow Bitcoin's path. Not exactly, but they in general they follow the directions of Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin is mainly obviously because of the what is the word I'm looking for? The less people are using ETFs, spot ETFs. I think that's one of it. And then obviously the government shutdown is another major part of that reason why. We have a question. Sorry, Harsharma. When shutdown will close? That is a good question. They're doing another vote today. Actually, I don't know. See, what time is it? Oh, I swear, when I go in these news, I hate when you go on the news websites and they let you read the first sentence and then everything else goes away. Yeah, can't find what time. But yeah, sorry, I cannot find the time. But we're shut down. And I guess when will it not be shut down again is whenever our politicians decide to vote on a bill. I think 60 people need to vote on it. They've been getting like 40, 50 every time. So hopefully soon. I'm telling you what, I was not worried at the beginning. And I wasn't even worried until probably the end of the month. Once November came around is when I started to get a little worried. Good morning, Master Terrace Ford Best. How are you doing? My favorite BullRush competitor. I really hope that this is not true. You know, I know you're usually right, and I know you know a lot about what you're talking about, but I really, really, really hope that you're wrong with that, because that would be very, very, very bad. Um, um, I think it could go on for another month. I think if I had to put a like ceiling on it, I would say December 15th is the longest it could go. If we went that long, it would be going over like 60, 70 something days, like 60 something, almost 70 something days. 75, I think, or something like that. I really hope it doesn't go that long. I really hope it doesn't go for another month. If I were to do a prediction right now, I would have to say, well, I really hope it ends today. I really hope it ends today. But if we were to say it doesn't end today, for some reason they vote today and it doesn't end, I would say maybe let me look at the calendar here so I can give you a date. I would think at least by the 17th of this month, so maybe 2 more weeks. But I like to stay positive. I'd like to think it doesn't continue for it could 100%, but definitely potentially continue for another month. I would like to think it doesn't continue for another month. On that note, make sure you use code WELCOME. The only way you can protect yourself from the government shutdown and other people affecting your money is to become financially free. One of the great ways to do that is with BullRush Prop. Make sure you use code WELCOME for 30% off all new accounts. Use code SAVE20 for 25% off 5K, 10K, and 25K accounts. And use code SAVE15 for 15% off 50, 100, and 200K accounts. My name is Dobbin Spurrier. I've had a wonderful time here with you guys today. Everybody, let's just hope the government doesn't stay shut down for too long so we can get back to rocking and rolling. We can get back to these non-farm payroll events. I miss the actually commentating and looking at those events, because those are always really fun to watch. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you use all of the wonderful discounts that we have for you, like our prop discounts. So welcome, save 20 and save 15. Make sure you hop into that crypto weekend competition and make sure you take care of yourself. I'll see you next week. We're going to have an action-packed week next week. Hopefully by next Friday, I'm telling you guys that the government shutdown is over, but we will find out. And last but not least, make sure you use code BRLive for a 100% deposit bonus on your next purchase. Looks like my camera just ran out, so we're going to end this. Have a great day.